Dispatch 119, 23, 31 Bravo.
Dispatch copy, mark you on scene, 31 Bravo, 1744.
All right, Denzel, we pulled you in here about situation that led to former officer Gregory Johnson being put in the ICU.
Understood.
When you talked to me, did Slacks talk to you about this?
Yeah, he did. We talked about it up there with Ruby and McNulty.
Did he come to a decision on it? Did he say anything regarding it?
No, he told me I was dismissed. That was all he told me. He said okay, you're dismissed.
Okay. When was this?
This was Saturday.
Okay.
Is there something still going on with that?
Yeah, it was still being looked into and talked about. A conclusion has been made that in regards to the situation, it's unfortunate that it happened, but no matter who was the person who caused it, that person would be issued one DAP in regards to that pit that led to somebody being put in the ICU.
Is it finalized, or can I say something, or no?
You can say something, but it has been decided, yes.
It was Slacks that he believes it was worth one DAP, and Ruth agreed. That is the wanted to put it out there.
I was told the pit, correct?
Can I ask you? I'm not trying to overstep. What was said then?
What was said when?
When you were told to pit.
At safe speeds and at safe speeds, yes. That was what was said for me to pit.
It was pit was authorized when safe.
Yes.
So in this situation, I think the biggest thing is we went through the SOPs. In the second line of the SOPs, it states that pits need to always be taken with civilians in mind.
Right.
And also, there is the safe speeds, which I can see where you may think that is a safe speed. I do not. But I still think there were civilians standing there, and one of them was in the ICU. The south side is probably one of the busiest areas in our city. And that area where that happened is a highly populated area. So it does not, in our opinion, seem like a safe pit, and it did lead to somebody being put in the ICU and potentially could have lost their life.
So wouldn't that, I'm not trying to do the blame game here, right?
No. I don't think anybody's going to take this. You're asking questions.
Right. So if I'm not leading the scene and I get told so it's kind of like it's like a double-edged sword, right? If I get told to pit and I pit and that happens, and if I get told to pit and don't pit and he runs somebody over, so wouldn't I be like, how is that on me because I followed an order to pit? That's what I just want to understand.
So at least I'll let Ruth answer, because Ruth and Slacks, High Command is the one that came to the decision on this, but I could give you my opinion after she answers them.
Yeah, so my thought is it's pit when safe. In those situations, they aren't telling you to pit exactly. Here, you need to always know your surrounding and what is around you before you pit. Same thing, with chases. If you're driving over a sidewalk trying to catch somebody and you run somebody over, you are held accountable for running that person over, not the person you're chasing. So in that situation, you're pitting. You're the one who chose to pit right there, and it unfortunately led to somebody getting hurt.
Okay. Multiple people have gotten ran over during police pursuits. No one has been that for them.
And I think that is a big issue. If that is occurring, I do believe that needs to be corrected, and I hope that is being brought to seniors and captain's attention.
So am I being made the example here, Captain?
I believe anybody in this situation should be DAP'd in this, yes. The only reason that it has taken so long to come to a conclusion is in your situation, it has complicated things a bit more. But I think on the spot, as soon as a captain or senior heard about it, you probably would have been DAP'd immediately.
So okay, all right, I understand. So moving forward, anybody that hits any individuals is going to get DAP from now on during the pursuit.
If they were doing things unsafely, yes.
Yeah, I understand I can, but I wasn't doing things unsafely. The opportunity was the only chance I had to pit that individual was that turn, because if we were in straight lines, I cannot pit. We're over 100. So I can't
And that's
pit.
where before you pit, it shouldn't just be where you are. It should always be what is in the area. Are there people standing there? Are there other things you're going to run into? Those are things that maybe officers are not currently taking into account that should be at the forefront of our minds and should be our highest priority.
Yeah, but the pit of the vehicle was going onto the on-ramp of the incoming lanes of travel of Olympic Freeway, ma'am.
And if that was the case, it could have waited maybe till that happened and it wasn't a safe place where people weren't in the way.
Yeah, I'm getting wow. That's it's mind-boggling, man. It's just, you know, I get it to be safe, but how are we supposed to do our jobs, you know, like,
I mean, part of our job is that civilian. If you killed somebody, you think that catching somebody is more important than that other person's life.
But they held that individual at gunpoint. It was a violent felony at that point.
I agree with that, but I also think that doesn't mean every other civilian isn't important to us either.
Right. If I didn't strike the individual. I didn't even strike the individual. Like, it's, oh man, shouldn't it be like the suspect?
You're the one who made a pit that caused that vehicle to run into them.
Wow. That's crazy, bro. That's
And this, like,
crazy.
as the situation rests, it's a high command review. We have to review everything. Just a suspension pending that, and we will, as captains, we'll discuss kind of where to go from here.
Understood, Cam. I understand. I hope the Cams.
May I say something?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I think that and I do full, and I said this to Ruth, I think it is incredibly unfortunate and it is an incredibly unlucky situation. I personally can understand the reason for doing the pit. I can see why there might be confusion there. I think when it comes down to, and I'll read it over, I've suggested having clearer SOPs after the situation as well. As far as the high speed pits, I ultimately think if I was in that situation, if I would have done that pit, I would also expect to get dapped. Although I think what makes this situation, and you could correct me if I'm wrong here, Dean, or Dan, sorry. You could correct me if I'm wrong on this situation. What makes it frustrating is the fact that you have 9, correct? It's like you can kind of understand it. It's just the fact that it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back, correct?
Yeah, I understand that. I just wish it was like, once again, just as me, I just wish it was like more of a, okay, from here on out, this is what happens. This is considered a high, because I consider high popular areas, Sear Buns, Little Seoul. I consider those high popular areas, right? So I wish it was kind of more of like, this is all right. This is unsafe. We got lucky this time because the individual didn't die. I sat there with him during his surgery, and I just wish it was more of a conversation. Than moving forward, it could have been a DAP. But you know, Cam's discretion is Cam's discretion, and I don't know. I've been keeping my nose clean since my first 9 DAPs. To be honest with you, I know it's kind of weird to say.
And I'm gonna agree with you there, Denzel. I think you have been taking things a lot slower, being more aware of things you have been doing. But again, like, this is unfortunate that it was you that this occurred to, because like I said, if this was anybody else, they would have already been zapped. The only reason that it's been delayed is because of your situation.
Understood. This I just want to make sure that I was, you know, this because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like some type of SOP change. I just don't want. I feel like I've been it's not targetry. I feel like I've been the guinea pig for these SOPs, and it's once again, it's just unfortunate I had 9, right? So
Yeah, I think
hopefully
that's ultimately how I feel about it too. Is it's unfortunate that you were the one that the pit in this situation due to the fact you have 9. That is what is unfortunate to me.
All right. I just hopefully you take into consider it, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a conversation about this. So I'll take that into consideration, Captain.
Yeah, of course. So at this time, I am gonna need you to. You can place your things in your locker, and then clock off duty until further notice.
Understood. Anything for me? Do you want me to pass? I'm guessing you're gonna pass the radar on to somebody else.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else for me, Jackson?
I'd like to walk into the locker room and stuff, if you would let me.
Yeah,